I'm actually ahead here. That's interesting. So is he saying that he has another Ezreal in hand and wants to Mystic Shot me? After he Mystics? No, if I want to Event Horizon, I need to do it here. Oh wait, I can do it here. He has no more deny. Yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect, guys. Oh, let's go! That was sick! Hello, hello. What is up, beautiful people? If you're expecting another Kennen Ezreal video in your YouTube feed, make sure you check out what channel you're on. That's right. This is Jay Sensational. This is Kennen YASUO. We're here to mix things up, get rid of that old Kennen Ezreal stuff, and I'm going to show you guys how to play. So let's jump right into it. Hope you guys enjoy. So for the deck list, this is a very sort of typical standard Kennen build. It is mostly an Ionian Allegiance deck using the Kinko Wayfinder. So for those of you who have finally made it to this part of the video, if you guys are looking to play Kennen Ezreal or want a deck guide on that, this deck guide will cover that in its basic principles, just with a different finisher, this time being YASUO. So instead of bursting down your opponent, you get a little bit more board control with YASUO, and then eventually close out the game with a little bit of a wider board than your opponent. So otherwise, it's a pretty standard typical build. We are splashing Bandle City in this particular version with 2 Conchologists and 2 Event Horizons. Now this splash could vary differently across a lot of regions. We tried in Noxus with Intimidating Roar. You could probably do like Targon for Gifts from Beyond and some other stun cards. There's a lot of different ways you could actually splash this sort of deck, but I think the ability to have Conchologists also with a board stun such as Event Horizon can be pretty useful, especially into like another Kennen mirror, where having YASUO and Event Horizon can represent a lethal board clear and swing advantage to you. Otherwise, we're just running a lot of other cards to support Kennen, such as Recall, Retreat, Homecoming, and all these other recall cards, such as Godwill Ceiling as well. And the cool part about how this deck works is that by the time you level up Kennen, YASUO is typically getting close to leveled as well. You know, with the Mark of the Storms from Kennen, you're getting the stuns for YASUO, you're recalling, resummoning Kennen, and you're just going to help turbo level up YASUO to become this sort of big boy clear the board kind of unit to drop out at the late game. We do curve really low, and we'll end our curve at 4, which does include YASUO and Kinko Wayfinder, so this is definitely a little bit more centric towards Kennen early on, with YASUO to clear out bigger units if you need it. Now, if this is your first time seeing a Kennen deck, whether that be Kennen YASUO, Kennen Ahri, Kennen Ezreal, which is the most popular one, I'll just quickly break down the deck and what it really does. So again, this is focused on Kennen. When Kennen is summoned here, it creates this 0 mana fast cost fleeting spell Mark of the Storm, which says grant an enemy Mark of the Storm, and if they already have it, remove the mark to stun and deal 2 to them instead. This can be very powerful when you're trying to summon a lot of Kennens. You can use this on a defensive turn just to stun up opponent's attacker. You can use this combined together with 2 summons on Kennen just to deal 2 to just basically Mystic Shot your opponent as well. The deck is built around a lot of these recall and summon cards, such as Recall, Retreat, Homecoming, and the Kinko Wayfinder, just to get your Kennens out. And then we have a little bit of synergy again with YASUO. Each time you're recalling Kennen, you're taking that progress towards YASUO, and then when you're using a card like Mark of the Storm for a second time, or even Homecoming or Concussive Palm to recall or stun an opponent, we can then combine that with YASUO's ability to strike and deal a little bit more damage to the unit to kill them. With a leveled up YASUO and double Mark, you're effectively dealing 7 damage to a unit, which can be very powerful, although right now in this meta there aren't actually that many units that are that big and require that sort of removal. But a neat trick with Kennen and YASUO, even if it's just the level 1 version, you can still deal 4 damage with double mark, and 4 over 2 is actually a pretty big difference within certain matchups. And again, this is just a very basic Kennen guide to any deck that's really built around this Kinko Wayfinder Kennen version. The game plan is to do whatever necessary to level Kennen. There's no other win condition within your deck if you do not level Kennen, and this is kind of the basic build around of your deck. It does it so consistently and so quickly that you want to make it so that you always are able to level Kennen. And this is probably the most standard way of doing so, at least when you have probably the best way to do so. So you play Kennen either on turn 1 or 2, depending on if you need the mark to target a unit, if they don't play unit, etc. We use Godwillow Seedling to recall Kennen. It summons an ephemeral copy, so now that's 2 out of 5 for Kennen's level up. In 2 turns, it will count to 3 out of 5, and then with Kinko Wayfinder, we pull out 4th and 5th copies of Kennen to level up Kennen. Now, I think what's really unique about having multiple champions on board is the fact that once you have a champion down on board, you can now no longer play Kennen from hand. When you do so, it's just going to be the champion spell. And I think this is where a lot of the sort of big brain mastermind 5-head game plans is you want to be in a perpetual state where you can be shuffling, saving ephemeral Kennens, shuffling them back into your deck with Kennen's Lightning Rush, and then if you need to pull more Kennens out of your deck, you can do that with second, third copies of Kinko Wayfinder. So you'll be in a state where sometimes you need to recall your Kennens to save them, and then you have to shuffle them back into your deck in order to then pull them out with Kinko Wayfinder. This does seem very, very complicated and can be a little bit tricky to get a good grasp on, but I think that in some of the games highlighted, I can show you how to consistently get, 2, 3, 4 copies of Kennen onto the board, even if I only start with 1 or 2 copies of Kennen on the board and I have to shuffle a few back. So for the mulligan, because we are super focused on leveling Kennen, some very easy keeps to keep in the mulligan are Kennen and Kinko Wayfinder. I think these are 2 core cards that just really help your game plan. With Kennen, you can start using it with like Godwillow Seedling or any of the recalls to start cycling through the Kennen level up. And of course, Kinko Wayfinder, probably the best deck in your card, just be able to summon 2 Kennens, giving the 2 marks on the same turn, and just counting for 2 out of 5 progress towards your Kennen can just be super impactful. Conchologist is a little bit of it's between an always keep and a situational keep, just because this deck sometimes lacks an early game play. If you miss out on, either your Kennen, Conchologist, Shadow Assassin, or Eye of the Dragon, you just won't have a play until turn 4, and sometimes that can just brick you out a little bit, get run over by aggro, etc., etc. And so Conchologist kind of fills that 2-drop slot. It's a good blocker early on and can be used to generate a spell that could give you a situational need to win a certain matchup. Now for situational keeps, we have Eye of the Dragon. This is your classic anti-aggro card. Just summoning the Dragonlings, especially paired with Kennen's Mark of the Storm. Very easy to activate this effect, but a little bit hard on curve, but nonetheless just a very good tool against aggro. And then for the same vein, we have Sonic Wave within the deck. Paired with either Kennen or the Dragonlings, we can now start challenging units and act as an extra bit of removal if we don't have the ability to bounce and summon Kennen continuously. Godwillow Seedling is one of those cards that seems super, super powerful, but if you don't have the right target to use it on, namely Kennen, this is a much more situational kind of card. I probably wouldn't keep this card unless you have specifically Kennen in hand and are able to protect Kennen until you need to play Godwillow Seedling. Now for the bait keeps, this should be pretty clear, but because this is a super Kennen focused deck, keeping something like YASUO is a little bit too slow, especially if you're trying to YASUO Event Horizon. I think that's just a bit too cute. I'm a little bit saddened by that kind of news, but this is just a very situational combo that doesn't really matter unless you're able to level Kennen. So again, don't be baited into keeping a card like YASUO because this isn't the main plan of the deck. And then finally, some cards that usually just aren't good enough to keep are probably some of your more expensive cards. Shadow Assassin, I think, can be kind of in an interesting spot because if you don't draw 1, 2, or 3, this does fill in your 3-drop slot. But again, it's just super slow. You have a lot better cards such as Conchologist or Kennen to find. So I think it's definitely right to mulligan it away in search of a better card. And then something like Homecoming or Concussive Palm, just very slow cards. These expensive recalls or stuns just don't really synergize well with what our early game wants to be doing. If we want to be able to protect Kennen, we'd rather have a card like Recall, Retreat, or Twin rather than something that costs 4 such as Homecoming. So this is just a very basics of the mulligan. I think within the games it'll be a little bit more clear on how I decide to mulligan and what cards come into situations where. And then finally, before jumping into some games, I would like to briefly touch up on some of the matchups. Now, of course, this is day, 4 of the expansion, and so some of this stuff definitely, playing into some of these newer decks, they're not going to be optimized, they're not going to be with the best players, or the players might not know how to play them the best, and I might not know how to play this deck the best. So these are still up in the air, but I can just go over some basic concepts of what this kind of Kennen deck does well into and what it might not do well into. So first things first, like the big Pantheon mid-range stuff with Taric, Pantheon, rallies, things like that, I think Kennen decks just do really well into them. Being able to mark something early on and then being able to just generate a 0 mana stun off of another Kennen summon is just super impactful towards their game plan, especially when they're trying to go in on one specific unit that usually doesn't have Spell Shield. And even if they do have Spell Shield, we do have Mark of the Storm to just really easily pop that. Combined with cards like Homecoming and Concussive Palm, they just really can't get their game plan going, and we can just stall out the game until we just run them over with 3 level cannons on board. Some of this Ahri stuff seems to be just a slight side grade to the Kennen stuff. I think Kennen just does what Ahri elusive decks kind of do, but a little bit better. Just being able to overwhelm and swarm the board with multiple cannons just seems to do a lot more than just what Ahri kind of does on her own, unless she really pops off. We do have a little bit of extra removal cards, such as the Palms or the Kennen's Marks, and even the YASUO to kind of slow down their game plan, and I often find that we can just run them over, and it's not that big of an issue. Now, where Kennen struggles against is some of these decks with a lot more cheap sort of pingy removals, such as Plunder. A card like Make It Rain or Leveled Up Gangplank can often just present a lot of threat to your board because we really rely on keeping Kennen alive, and just having multiple ways of threatening Kennens can be very difficult, especially if they get off to a fast game plan, level Gangplank on 5. A lot of pressure coming your way can often be a lot difficult as well. And then finally, I think sort of the last deck that's sort of been wrapping up the meta right now is the Yordle Rally decks. This is mainly the Poppy, Vandal City, Demacia decks that run the rallies, that run the explorers, things like that. And for a similar reason why we're good into the Pantheon rally decks, because we have the cheap stuns, the recalls, and things like that, we can do considerably well into Poppy Rally. But I think that they go a little bit wider, a little bit bigger, a little bit quicker, and sometimes that can run you over, but other times we can just stun them and then regain possession of the board. So this is kind of up in the air. I'm not really sure on some of these matchups, but overall I think against the removal heavy, the cheap pingy cards, Kennen will struggle a little bit more just because we're put in a perpetual state of needing to protect our Kennens, and if there's a moment where we can't do that, we might lose too many Kennens, and once you run out of Kennens, then there's really not much our deck can do. So finally, I have 3 games I want to showcase for you guys. This is against Ez Kennen, Zoe Nami, and Thresh Vega. There's a few games I played on ladder during the first day of the expansion. So the very initial thoughts, very initial game plans and strategies that I was learning kind of on the spot. So hopefully you'll get to see this in action and see what it's like to play out this deck. I think a last forewarning before I end is that because this deck is already very similar to Ez Kennen, I think Ez Kennen is just a superior deck. Ez Kennen does have the ability to close out games a little bit faster, but because of the sheer power level of Kennen, if you want to play something different like Kennen YASUO, they're both pretty much the same to learn and only slightly subpar in the actual game plan and the actual ability to win games. So still a very probably competitive deck if you wanted to approach it that way, just a slightly harder way of doing so. So I'll leave it there for you guys, wrapping up the deck guide portion of this video. Stay tuned for the games, and I'll catch you guys next time. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Peace out. I really don't want to play another mirror. Oh, did I kill the wrong deck? No, I didn't. He has attack token again. And he might have Kennen and I don't. Like, do I just hope I draw Kennen? Is that the move? Do I just like pray I draw Kennen in 3 cards? Alright. Kennen or Yasuo? Okay. Alright guys, this is where I prove y'all wrong. We have Yasuo and we have Event Horizon. And he just doesn't play around it. He doesn't even have Kennen. Okay, we're in the same playing ground, sort of. He doesn't have Kennen plus Willow, and we don't have Kennen plus Willow.
I am prepared.
Alright, here's the question. Do I play Wayfinder or do I play Yasuo? I can protect... Oh, I don't want to recall retreat Kennen. God, what's the right play here? It's the right play to pass, and then he loses all of his marks and I pass back. But I can't do that. I need to play Yasuo this turn, but I need to know if he has Wayfinder, right? If he does have Wayfinder but passes and plays it next turn, am I behind? I think I just go for it because I can tree, right? And he can tree too. So we both kill one Kennen from both sides. And then I tree and hope he doesn't have tree.
Eyes open. Want the ranches. First step's the hardest.
This game's so stupid. Alright, now we kill a Kennen. Or try to. Oh my god, this mirror is actually infuriating. Alright buddy, what's your move? Uh-huh. So here's the issue. If he has Twin, what do I do? Do I have to Nopeify this? Like, what do I do if he has Twin? Because I can't let this die. I will let it trade, but I can't let this die. I could let it through. So I could let this through and then play like God Willow. What's up, dude? How you doing? I could also just go for Yasuo plus like Event Horizon, right? Because now he doesn't have like the question is, do I let this through? I'm so conflicted. I have trees, so I technically have like 2 copies. So like I can tree into like Lightning Rush and then Wayfinder again pulls me 2. Like if I return this, I have to cast... No, I don't, because I can... No, I do. Because I'd be forced to cast Lightning Rush next turn regardless, and I can just play Tree instead and Lightning Rush. And that's the same thing, right? I can use this later. I think I can use this later. Because, like, he's not leveling Kennen, and that could give me room to just, like, drop Yasuo plus Event Horizon. All this is in theory, but... Like, this is all theory. I don't know what's correct or not. I am taking a lot of damage as a downside. Like, him having I just being able to push early damage so that he can leverage Ezreal later is really scary. I can return now to save damage. Like, I can do something like this. But then... So you can't, like, Mystic Shot. That's fine. And then I gotta replay this. Then I gotta play God Willow. And then I can double mark Kennen. And the only way he prevents this is, like, a Nopeify? Or, like, he has, like, Homecoming or Lightning Rush, and then I have Nopeify? I don't think I can lose this, though. Okay, sure. Let's return work on Landmark? No. So... Oh no, I can return I, and that's free mana. And I can just replay Kennen. Do I need board space? Like, the last time I played I got into an issue with board space. But I think I'm fine here. So I just... return I.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Return Landmark? What do you mean? You should. That'd be kind of funny. But that's Homecoming. Homecoming's the one that works on landmarks. And now I have double mark this turn again if I get to play like Godwill Treeling, right? Because his deck doesn't run like a random Mystic Shot. And now I get double mark to kill a Kennen. And then I still have Nopify Man. But I think in this matchup I Nopify like a Kennen's Lightning Rush and that's the best use of it. I was actually supposed to do this next turn. This was a slight mistake. I was supposed to do this next turn so I could have Lightning Rush. I just mark once this turn and then mark again next turn. So that was like slightly error on my part. Oh no, I'm leveling Kennen. Wait a minute. Wait. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I'm already lost in the sauce. This is way too complicated. I don't care because this becomes Lightning Rush. I don't mind if he puts his Kennens back in hand. Unless he has Tree, which I don't... He doesn't have Tree based on how he's playing. And then this will level Kennen. But the issue is... Oh, returning Ezreal is pretty cute. I can kill Ezreal with YASUO. Am I supposed to kill Ezreal instead? I think I'm underrating Lightning Rush. I could be, but it's better than him having like multiple Kennens on board. Do I need to save this for... I think this is where like this might need to be Lightning Rush. And then I can just take a turn to play YASUO into Event Horizon. Because I need to Lightning Rush this to put 2 into my deck, and then I need to replay Kinko Wayfinder. Like, this is fine, right? This is like the... Okay, so he's doing the same thing. Oh, but now I lose to him having a Nopify. Why is he doing on here? That's so bizarre. He should do it over here. So now I can lose like a Nopify. If he doesn't have Nopify here or like a Deny, I'm like in a really good spot. Because I'm killing in Kennen here, right? But like my Kennen's leveling up. Just not Nopify. You don't think they run Nopify? Really? So he loses a Kennen here, right? So it's perfect. So he loses a Kennen. And I save this next turn for Lightning Rush. I lose my YASUO, so I can't like Event Horizon, which is kind of unfortunate. Deny or Homecoming, no Nope. It's so interesting. So we need to be able to return this. So like ideally we Lightning Rush this guy, but we just don't have the ability to protect him. Okay, sure, that's fine. I can play YASUO plus... Wait, I just YASUO plus Event Horizon here, right? Isn't that just like... But I need to Lightning Rush, oh god. This is so weird. I can recall this Kennen. What do I do here? What the hell do I do here, guys? Like, I could just YASUO plus Event Horizon, and if he doesn't have Deny, he also loses, right? God, what do I do? Because my Kennen's leveled and his Kennen isn't, and that's huge. And if he doesn't have exactly Deny, he's just, like, screwed. Alright, yeah, you guys didn't... Like, this is the reason I'm playing this deck. He used the Homecoming. So, like, the chance of him having another one is slimmer. He can't attack. Do I care? Do I care this turn? Like, he Mystic Shots my YASUO. I don't care. Does an event only hit one target here? No, it hits... It stuns an enemy, and then all of them with 2 or less power. Like, I don't think I care here, which is the funny part. I think I want him to commit the Mystic Shot, and then I get to, like, Lightning Rush or something. Alright, we're fine here. We let this go. I will mark the YASUO, or the Ezreal as a soft pass. And the good thing about, like, YASUO plus Kennen is that, like, Mark the Storm kills Ezreal, right? And then ideally I get to recall this Kennen and then recall this Kinko Wayfinder, and then I play Kinko again and I just win, right? He's soft passing. Okay. I really want to save this. Can I fight for it? I think it's not smart to fight for it. But losing this could be bad. Maybe I'm supposed to play this, he plays this, I play this, but I tap under homecoming. Oh, what do I do here? I really want to save this Kennen. I really want to like recall it. But I also have two Kennens if I just play Kennen, recall this, and play it. Like, if I have two Kennens on board, I just win, right? Actually, this Kennen just kills this. I'm fine. I'm ahead here. I'm actually ahead here. That's interesting. So is he saying that he has another Ezreal in hand and wants to Mystic Shot me? After he Mystics? No, if I want to Event Horizon, I need to do it here. Oh wait, I can do it here. He has no more deny. Yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect, guys. Oh, let's go! That was sick! I'd be like wary to say if it's like better or worse just yet, but it's definitely a lot of fun. It's definitely a lot more counterplay and thinking, which is really cool. What the? Wait, what? Oh my god. What? Why? What? We just look for Kennens, right? We just like all in Kennen. Grumble Slug? That could be interesting. I don't think you want to play a Grumble Slug though, that just slows down your level up. Is YASUO good enough? I think the answer is no. YASUO does nothing early on. Dealing 2 is just not impactful. This hand is not better. Oh god. Where's our Kennen, guys? Oh god. This can just like recall a Zoe if he has it. Clearly doesn't. Is Syncopate better? This can like be used on our own unit at the very least. That's not good enough. Okay. Alright, our hand's like kind of doing nothing. Is Yasuo's a 3-mana 3/4? I actually think Yasuo's fine as a power level standpoint. Obviously he'd be better, but it's hard to complain about his power level, funnily enough. I actually think Yasuo's like sort of fine. I played like 60 games with him last week, and like he surprised me more often than not about how like okay he was. Sure. Oh. Ooh, that's such a good draw. Oh man.
Everyone here? Let's go.
Do we want to thin out his board? Do we care about killing Zoe here? Why is he floating so much mana? That's so bizarre. I don't think I really care. I don't have board space to God Willow, do I? I can like override one of these and recall this. Why is he passing here? Do I just... What's he doing here, guys? This pass has to benefit us. Oh, another cannon. That's so insane. Wow, because now we can lightning rush the Kinko. He can't stop it. I don't have board space, though. Okay, so here's what I can do. I can lightning rush this way. And then I can quicken my Conchologist. No, I don't have board space. Fuck. How do I get board space, guys? I still do this, I think. And then I get to play Godwillow's Tree Sapling next turn. He can't stop this. And then even if he buffs this, I have Steel Tempest. Alright. I mean, we're just farming him, right? How does he win this matchup from here? He needs to have, like, Nami. But he just clearly doesn't have it yet. You Lightning Rush your Kennen. Oh, right, because that... Well, I get the Godwillow, right? I need to shuffle, like, the Kennens back. I can do it again. If I do it again now... I don't have board space to play Kinko next turn. But it's a countdown faster. I can... Godwillow... No. I think there's a much better line here that I actually could have taken. I just didn't see it in time. Wow, there's so much play to this deck. It's so insane. Like I'm pretty sure there's like 5 different ways I could have played this turn better. Just because I had this Quicken as well. Because I had this Quicken, I think there's so many different things I could have done this turn that I just didn't see or didn't think about. Because I needed to recall this eventually, and I need to put in one more of these eventually. That's where the tree comes in. But the Quicken could have given me like the board space. Oh my god, my brain hurts. I don't think I should have played I. I think playing I was wrong because of board space reasons. Like, playing I this game was just wrong. I could try to quicken this. I don't think it works. Can I level up Kennen next turn? Yes. So this is 3. This dies. I recall this for... Actually, not quite. Oh, I could have done this so much better. I just didn't see the line. So do I spend the mana now? I think I do. But do I Lightning Rush? Oh my god, my brain hurts. My brain actually hurts right now. I don't know what's correct. Sonic Wave's insane. Cause this is 3. I could have like I'm sure I could have gone Kennen leveled this turn. Maybe not before the attack, but I want to kill this. Oh, I definitely could have played this better, I think. So he's playing Grumble Slug. Oh yeah, I should have sacked board space, huh? You're right, you're right, you're right. Too many things to think of right now. I have 2 recalls in my hand to clear up board space. He's eventually going to be forced to attack to clear board space as well. So I think, like, we can just take this one turn slower. Lightning Rush here is not the greatest draw. That's annoying. I don't mind, but I can't pass here either. Replay Kennen? How? Like Kennen spell? I could replay Kennen spell. So I can like Lightning Rush, then replay Kennen, and then clear up board space, and then play Wayfinder. That's the plan. How do I execute? I don't care about this because I want to block down board. And then next turn I should win. I should win next turn is the plan. You have no Kennen on board? Okay, perfect. I get a sack board. I get to sack everything. Let's go. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. I don't need any of you anymore. Do I need you? I don't really need to stun you. Perfect. Alright, yeah. Now I have board space. I have 2 Kennens in my deck, I think. And then I can play Kinko.
I am lightning. I break the wind.
I break the wind. And now Kennen levels here, I replayed the... Oh, really? Huh. I'm just gonna replay this as well. I'm gonna play this, and then replay Kennen. And then next turn I just do this. And he can't do anything about it. That will also level up YASUO, and then I can start stunning away the board.
Maybe I do have a future.
Perfect, perfect. And then next turn I have 4 Kennens on board. Let's go.
I have mastered the rain, lightning, and cloud style.
This is so insane.
I bear a message from
Because now his whole board dies to YASUO, right? Like, this is one of the few matchups where YASUO actually comes in handy. Because their stats are going to be so big, right? And now I just need to make hand space. For all the marks I'm about to get. Sure. Little does he know. Actually, he should know. Unless I don't hit allegiance.
extra hands never hurt.
What? Oh! For decks that just don't have any interaction, I think Kennen just like steam piles over them. Like, if you don't have interaction, how do you beat Kennen? You'd have to like smork them. Like, either you're like a super smorky deck, or you kill Kennen, or you just lose to it, right? We saw that game against Loser Beam when he was on the the Zoe Nami, and he just couldn't kill Kennen, right?
Patrol 1, Patrol 2, Patrol 3.
That's really annoying. How do I deal with that? Let's God Willow it.
Secrets of Kingu. This is Tempest.
So ideally he develops and then I can God Willow or something. Has anyone tried Kennen Viego? I don't know. Doesn't sound great though.
Bring the others. Affirmative.
Do you think he runs Whale? If he runs Whale, I actually kind of lose. What are the chances he's on Whale? I'm not gonna play on Whale.
Everyone here? Let's go.
Whale is just non-existent in this deck. Just doesn't run it. Oh, wow. What? That's so weird. I don't know why he's playing that card, but okay. Why is he playing this card, guys? Death Mark. Death Mark. With this card, that's... Oh, well, it's not just this card, it's the rest of the Diego stuff, right? Well, that's kind of cute. I'm not sure if you just didn't know what Kennen did, but I had the answer to that. So now I got Willow Seedling, Kennen, and then I Lightning Rush the Wayfinder, and then I play Wayfinder, right? Oh, that's annoying. Oh, now I recall Kennen, right, with the Lightning Rush. Oh, but I have an ephemeral one too. So it doesn't really matter which one I Lightning Rush. And then I have one Kennen in deck. I could just kill Thresher, but I don't think that's in like a issue of mine. I don't think that's like super hard. Unfortunately, I can't Lightning Rush again. Then I play like Kinko Wayfinder and I should just win, right? Alternatively, I can just play God Willow Seedling. Oh, I should have done that so he doesn't get the proc. Never mind. There was a better answer. Oh, Sonic Wave's good.
Extra hands never hurt. Now you will see my final move.
I think this is the best. And we just start chipping away at his units. If we draw Homecoming, his Viego has like a hard time doing stuff. Oh, he could box me, huh? Ooh. As I throw this dumb get into Kennen, I bet. It's like Ice Shard, what they do. Darn. That was annoying.
The silent death.
Oh, I can kill Thresh. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Thresh just dies here then. I don't want the counter to Kennen to be like, feel the rush. My Kennen dies? Sure. I have two more Kennens. I don't want the counter to SI throw like Kennen to be feel the rush. That seems so boring. Kate? Yeah, Kate's like cute. Kate like actually feels cute. What's the right play here? I have 0 Kennens in my deck. This shuffles 1 Kennen in my deck. I can't recall this, but I can resummon it. So what I can do is I can Lightning Rush into Lightning Rush, and then Sapling like a Wayfinder. Is that winning? Is that a winning line? Anivia? Anivia seems too slow. Anivia just gets like stunned. Or like bounced. Like imagine playing Anivia and they like homecoming you, right? Like what do you do, realistically? He's gonna attack, right? What happens if he doesn't attack? Because I want to Lightning Rush this way. But if he doesn't attack, what do I do? I guess I can just play you, but do I have board space? No. I can't pass.
The dark beckons.
No, homecoming is good.
Let me see your technique.
And then I pull another Kennen using this onto here. I'm still not winning. It's kind of weird. Oh, that's kind of pog.
Maybe I do have a future.
The issue is if he homecomings my YASUO, right? That's like the only scary part. But I can just like mark his Hydrovine and it dies, which is hilarious. I find quite funny. Yeah, with the Ezreal version, he'd be dead now, but like, I think this is at least comparably viable, which I think I'm a lot prouder to say. Like, having this deck be comparably viable to like Ezreal is like pretty good compliment, I would guess. I could have attacked with this. Not sure why. Only because of Kennen? Yeah, you can play like Kennen almost anything, right? And it'd be okay. But like, YASUO at least somewhat makes sense. And it has some counterplay in like a mirror, right? There's some counterplay. So I want to shuffle. I can double Lightning Rush and it summons 2 more. Oh my god, that's so sick. I double Lightning Rush and then this summons 2 more Kennens out of my deck. It's kind of cool. So that's the deck. That's kind of how it pilots. You'll notice a lot of similarities again, of course, into the Ezreal version, but our win condition is just slightly a little bit different with a different late game. Hopefully you saw how to sort of bounce cannons back in your deck, summon them again with Wayfinders, sort of especially in the mirror, trying to like outthink your opponent into killing off cannons and like killing their cannons and things like that. This deck is definitely a lot of fun. I've been not enjoying playing it as much, but when I am playing it, it definitely is super, super great and feels great. So I hope you guys found this guide helpful and enjoyable, and please consider leaving a like and subscribe if you want to help the channel out. But I'll leave it there for you guys. Thank you guys for watching to the end if you made it this far, and I'll catch you guys with the next one. Peace out.